Hi, welcome to Country Life Projects. I'm Henry Reinders. In this video, we're going to be showing you how to cut glass. And most of your glass is probably going to come from old windows, just like this one here, maybe aluminum, but in most cases probably wood. And I'm going to show you first, before we actually get into the glass cutting, how to get the glass out of a frame like this without breaking it and how to do it easily. So we're just going to lay this down. Now you'll notice that with wood windows here, we have the old glazing putty in here. Sometimes that will just fall out. Other times though, it can still be quite solidly in there. Trying to get it out can be quite difficult. You might break the glass. But I'll just show you on this one here, it's just popping out. So if that happens, then you can just go through and keep popping it out. Just make sure you're not hitting too hard onto the glass because it could break. So you can see that one's getting a little stickier, but it is popping out. We got this one over here. Now here, it's a lot more solid down here, so I'm suspecting it's not going to come out as easy, but we're going to try it. You can see that's a lot more difficult. So I'm going to show you, if that happens, there's a very easy way to get the glass out without having to chip the rest of this glazing out of here. So we're going to do that next as soon as I clean up this little bit of leftover glazing here. So the way wood windows are built, typically, you have your pieces here with a tongue coming through here. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut through this tongue, and that'll allow us to pull the frame apart. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to pull it apart. So you'll be cutting through the pin. You want to use an old saw for this. You never know what's going to be in here, or whether you get down this point here and hit the glass a little bit. Once you get to the end of the pin here, you may hit the glass. So we're through there. Now, we want to tap lightly on this piece here to bring it out that way. And it's always a little tricky, but you can see it coming apart. Now the trick is you don't want to twist it this way or this way. You want to stay in line with the glass, because otherwise the glass can break. So just pull steady and straight out until that piece comes out. And watch the glass as you're doing this, because it can come loose. It might actually fall out. So that's our first piece loose. And then we're going to tap up. Start separating it that way. And I'm quite used to doing this, and I'm not wearing gloves right now, but you should wear gloves. Glass can be very sharp. This is actually not too bad. I'm going to actually put a pair on because I'm going to have to grab the glass here. So that's a little bit sticky. I'm going to just turn this up. Remember, this glass is potentially could fall out, so you have to be very careful. We're going to pull this way a little bit, and it's going to want to separate from this section here, so that's a little sticky right now. I'm going to have to bang it apart a little bit more. Now, if it's not pulling apart easy, you'll probably find that by the time you get this piece here out and you've pulled on this, the glass is going to be it's not going to be tight anymore. You might be able to actually slide it out, which we're going to do here. Make sure you're pulling nice and straight out. Don't bend it. And there we have our first piece of glass. Okay, so we have our glass out, and you'll notice that I've got it on a piece of really low pile carpet. That's what you want, because it helps you to work on the glass and lay it on the table. You can kind of let it drop a little bit and it's not going to break. And also when you're cutting it, any fragments of glass that come off will go into the carpet and they won't scratch the surface of your glass when you're cutting it or moving it around. So we're going to clean this piece off. You want your glass as clean as possible before you start cutting. All you need is a typical window scraper, and after you've scraped the glass, just some warm soapy water and a cloth to wash it with, and then another cloth to dry it off. And so you just want to make sure that you get all these little bits of paint and everything off of here on both sides. And just kind of go over the glass, make sure there's no little spots of paint on there. Flip it over, do the same thing. And just over the surface. Once you've got that done, just wash it up with soap and water, get it nice and clean. We're going to do that, and then we're going to come back and then we're going to go over the glass cutting tools. Okay, before we start cutting the glass, I just want to mention a few things that you need to know. The method that I'm going to show you is good up to 1/4 inch thick glass. Anything thicker is problematic. You can only cut plate glass this way. You cannot cut safety glass this way and tempered glass. And tempered glass you'll know because on the glass itself there will be a label that will specify it's tempered glass. Safety glass you'll know because you'll have 2 layers of glass with a thin layer of plastic in the center. You can't cut it this way. That said, so we're going to go over the tools next and what you're going to need, and it's really straightforward. We have a glass cutter and we have paint thinner, and that's all you need. So all you have to do is take the cap from your paint thinner, just put a little bit of paint thinner in there, and just put it to the side so it's easy to reach. You just need a basic glass cutter like this. You will find some will have a little steel ball on the end. I'll show you shortly how you use that. This one doesn't have one, but that won't matter. And the important thing when you're cutting glass is make sure that you got a little bit of carpet all the way around, so when you run your cutter off the edge that it doesn't drop or crack this part of the glass here. And I'm going to grab a straight edge and I'm going to show you how to do the first cut. It's really easy. Okay, I'm using a level for a straight edge here, but you can use pretty much anything you want as long as it's straight or the shape that you want to cut. Now all you have to do is, providing you got a fairly new glass cutter, I want to make sure that wheel's good. You just dip a little bit in the paint thinner and you start at the very edge of the glass and push down on your straight edge and then just a nice even cut. You want to hear a nice solid screeching sound all the way through. And if you get a sound where it's scattered, like it's like tick, 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 something like that, that means that your glass is not going to cut smoothly. Now you bring it over to the edge of your table. You want to be careful here because this can snap off. So you hold it over here. Just start tapping the beginning of the cut over here until you see it start to crack. Just a little bit. There we go. And then you just snap it like that. And you have a perfectly clean cut. Okay, now if you want to do a curved cut, as long as it's not a big curve, if it's just a slight arch, I'm just going to do it freehand, but I'm going to show you. You can do it the same way. So if you have a window or a frame of some sort that you want to get that shape, you can do it like this. So I'm just going to go an arch like that. The same way, you just start it, boom, comes off just like that. And next we're going to do a full circle cut, which is a little trickier. You have to do it a little bit differently. We have this little jig here that we're going to use. Well, it's not a jig, it's a tool for this. Now, you're not likely going to have this, but this is more just to show you that if you're doing a complex cut of any kind, that there's a certain technique you have to use. And so we'll get this set up. I've got the thinner on my cutter and lock it in place. Then you can hear that nice even cut all the way around. Now with a piece like this, you can't just break this whole thing out. We have to break it into sections. So on the outside of that cut, I'm going to make some cuts. So these pieces will break off in sections. And then we need to get into this cut, so I'm going to get the wheel in it. I'm going to take it off to the side of the glass. That's going to be our starting point. So there we go. So now what you do, you take these other cuts here, and the one you're working closest to, you get it started so you can see it crack. Then you go back to this cut over here that I went to the outside, and you start there till it cracks, and work your way around. You have to tap that part a little bit. There's our first piece. And then we're going to tap this one. There we go, it started. And we're going to work our way around again, tapping the cut. And you'll feel it start to break away. It's not quite coming across here. There we go. So it's just gently working your way around, and the more you tap on this, the more likely these pieces are going to break off, so you got to be careful. There we go. Next one. And then we do the same thing here. And of course, there we go, it's cracked. And there, the whole thing came off. Now, one last thing. We're going to use this piece of scrap we got left over here. Now, I did mention that I was going to say what that steel ball is that you'll find on most glass cutters you buy. I'm going to put a cut across here. And you'll notice that I've been using the tip of the cutter to crack the glass. Well, the glass cutters with the ball in the end, that's what you would use it for. So instead of using the front like I am here, you would be using the ball on your glass cutter. So as you can see, cutting glass really is a snap. There's not much to it. You need a good glass cutter, paint thinner, good table to work on with a bit of carpet. And one thing you'll notice, I wasn't wearing gloves through all this. I highly recommend you do. The glass is sharp. I've worked with this a lot. I know how the glass is going to break, what's going to happen. You also want to wear glasses. I have my regular glasses. If you don't wear glasses, use safety goggles. Other than that, you should find it fairly easy to do this. And we'll see you in the next video.